Welcome to the Moodia Club. Joining me on this special occasion, the release of the best Souls game ever made, is going to be Kyle
Yes.
and Noah.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and the Souls game we're going to be talking about today is on everyone's lips. It is Demon's Soul.
Ew, I love it.
So yeah, what was your relationship before we started up this Souls game?
Already?
Yeah, what was your relationship with the Dark Demon Blood Shadows Ring series?
Okay.
Sekiro is not a Souls game.
Oh, thanks, hot takes.
I saw you slip that in there, freak.
True. Kyle, you go first. What's your relationship with the Souls series as it currently stands?
Could you please specify what kind of relationship are you asking for?
Oh, how like the before playing Demon Souls, what kind of games did you play that were similar to Demon Souls?
None.
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 Demon Souls, the first one.
Yeah, I'm the literal statistic type of game person, but I can tell you guys that it is like a total alien type of game. Yeah, before I played this game, but turns out it was amazing.
So not a player of a lot of action RPGs.
No, not really.
Have you played any Zelda before?
No.
Wow.
What about Monster Hunter?
No.
Wow. So yeah.
Nice.
Well, you got a very good introduction to action RPGs. This is kind of the measuring stick of what other people compare action RPGs to. Demon Souls, of course.
Okay.
So, how about you, Noah? What was your relationship with before this playthrough of Demon Souls? What was your relationship?
Before this playthrough or before my original playthrough?
Oh, sure. You could talk about your original playthrough, then this playthrough, and
I think before my original playthrough, I had played Dark Souls, and I don't believe Dark Souls 2 had come out, and I just really liked Dark Souls, and wanted more Souls. So I got Demon Souls. This time when we started our playthrough, I had played all the Souls games up to Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, and really liked them still. So I thought, hey, there's a PS3 emulator. We can all play this game together.
Yeah. And I'd play Dark Souls on Noah's recommendation. I'd co-opt through Dark Souls 2 until everybody left me, and then I had to solo the last few bosses. And I was partway through Dark Souls 3, struggling to get my build together. And then we jumped ship to Demon Souls. I played Dark Souls 2 after Dark Souls 3, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So, there you go.
Yeah, we ditched you from Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna play Demon Souls after Dark Souls 3, but then Glenn and I ditched you and beat the game, and then you couldn't beat the game by yourself because you were a co-op optimized build.
What, in Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, no, in 2.
In 2, yeah, in 2.
So it took us ages to get around to playing Demon Souls.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm going to beat Dark Souls 2 before I jump onto Demon Souls. Ugh. What a fool. What a fool.
Ugh, the kind of really annoying person who finishes things he started.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I don't often do it, folks. I don't often do it. So, the next question I had was how far did we get in the game? But this was a unique way of playing Demon Souls. We co-opted the complete game. So, we completed it, folks. We did it.
Completed it 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times, baby.
Jeez.
Most of these games, we don't even beat them, most of us, but this game, 3 times.
Oh, so good.
It is very...
It's like an infinite loop.
And the narrative pays it off. What geniuses we have here. I guess we can talk a bit about restarting, because we had to restart a couple times our runs. So do you want to talk about your experience restarting? Noah, you can go first, I guess.
Oh man. So
Oh.
Originally, I was gonna do a Moonlight Greatsword build.
Mm.
And to upgrade the Moonlight Greatsword, you need the what are they called? The souls of like
Colorless
the
demon souls or something?
yeah, the colorless demon souls from the colorless demons. And so to get the upgrade items,
Mm,
you need to lower, is it your world tendency to pure black,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
which fortunately we were able to do with the community server. Otherwise, it would have been freaking annoying.
mm,
Lower the world tendency to pure black, and then find the colorless demons.
mm,
There's one in every world,
mm,
and then kill them. And then they have a high chance, but not 100%, of dropping the item that you need to
mm,
upgrade your weapon, and then they don't respawn. And
mm,
I locked myself out of full progress with my build just because I didn't get the drop of the colorless demon soul that I needed to fully upgrade my sword because I used some other colorless demon souls on my shield,
mm.
which is just absurd. It's the hoops you've got to jump through to upgrade your freaking weapon in Demon Souls was absurd. And I was so angry that I immediately
Those-
rage quit the game and then restarted my character and then used the other character for the rest of the playthrough.
Amazing, amazing. And see, I had I also amazing time of restarting my character. Kyle didn't restart his character. Thank
No.
goodness.
Rob.
So my amazing thing is that my save file got corrupted because my computer crashed. And when we're talking about, let me just say this build is annoying to put together. You can
Is
put
it?
it together
What?
early, but it's very annoying to do. But I did it, and I did it twice, folks. I'll talk about it when we talk about the builds, but yeah, basically. And let's talk about the builds. So everybody go talk about...
Wait. What
Yeah.
about why? Let's talk about your computer crashing problems.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Why does emulating PS3 games crash my computer? Folks,
Did we ever figure that out?
we never figured it out. We have a tech bro, a real tech bro, who's good at solving hardware issues, software issues. His name's Alex. He might join us for one of these.
That's libel.
That is
Slander.
libel. That is libel and slander.
You said it and wrote it down. You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Poor Alex. I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah, tell him.
Does it crash on other PS3 games?
No, I was playing, what was I playing? Just like a PS3 kind of shooter game a little while ago. Here, I'll get the name really quick. It was called Hard Reset Redux, which is it's like Doom 2016, but like before Doom 2016 and not
off
as good.
subject. Off subject.
Off subject. But it ran fine. No crashes, no stuttering, no
But in
slowdown.
Demon Souls,
Yes.
was it did it crash every time we played?
Not every time.
Not every time. Very often. And once it
Very
crashed
often, though.
once, it would usually crash a second time.
And so for you, what was the experience? Did your computer just turn off completely?
I would blue screen. I would have a
Oh,
watchdog
jeez.
run error or something like that.
So for me and Kyle, usually we'd be co-oping already. We'd all be in there in co-op, and then we're just talking and playing, and then at some point we're like, "Oh, Moody hasn't said anything in a couple of seconds," and he's just standing there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Moody's out.
Yeah, Moody must be dead.
Yeah.
His computer must have crashed.
Again.
No, but Moody, are you dead? Moody, respond.
Or
He's
we
dead.
used to say like Moody's computer is being Moody.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. So yeah, my poor computer.
And then eventually, like 5 minutes later, you'd come back having restarted your computer, and then you'd have to do a git reset.
Oh yeah, so I was using Git to back up my save files. So I'd do a git restore on my save file every time, because the one time I wasn't doing this, one of these crashes wiped my save. Oh, it didn't wipe it, it corrupted it. So
Oh, wow.
great.
How often do you commit, Moody? How often do you commit?
I committed at least once, like every bonfire-ish, or every time I did a level up as well. Basically, level ups were my main commit. Every time I go
Okay.
back to the Nexus, yeah, I commit again because there isn't too much. There's not like bonfires that much.
You can tell that we came from Dark Souls first because we say bonfire.
Yeah, what
Oh.
what are they? Nexus stones or something?
Yeah, Archstones, Nexus Stones. I don't know.
So, let's talk about our builds. That's what I want to talk about because this is the interesting stuff. So yeah, Kyle, tell us about your build and what did you do?
I was really trying to become the strongest mage build, which is gonna be obviously the fire build, and I wasn't really advanced experience this kind of RPG game, action RPG. So I had no idea how to set my uh, abilities. And initially, I was kind of about to screen myself that without having much health. So
Oh.
yeah, so I was really struggling to survive, like just even on the map with you guys. But later in the game, Noah actually pointed out that I have to invest some health point, otherwise you won't be survived. So I
Oh yeah.
took it, and then after that, it was mostly solid power focused build based on the fire skills.
And how was your damage? Did your damage end up good?
Not really. It
What?
was very, yeah. I mean, except but what is it? The firestorm? Was it fire blizzard? I don't
Firestorm.
really.
Yeah,
Firestorm.
Firestorm. Yeah.
That was amazing, but the thing is, like, I was shooting very small fire
Yeah.
ball, and it was in the beginning of the game and in the middle of the game, it was fine. But after that, after the mid of the game, it wasn't that really helping me to deal the damages. Other than I using the firestorm. Firestorm is amazing, but it sucks a lot of manas to use it, though.
I.
So that was my build. Yeah, experience in Black. What is it? Demon's Soul.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent build for like a first time build.
Thank
Very
you.
strong, very strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
My first time build in a Souls game was not strong, and that's I find is the average. Like most people do not strong builds for their first build, but you got there. You got very.
Yeah, you
strong.
tried a whip build at first, didn't you?
Yes, whip,
You're disgusting.
two-handed whip build, dex,
See-
all dex whip build.
Kyle is a natural genius at Souls games
Why?
because you made a good build
Oh, thank
instead
you.
of making a shitty joke build like everybody else. Like Ben's first build was gonna be a Kirito roleplay build.
What the
Like
fuck?
Kirito from Sword Art Online. So yeah, a little straight sword in one hand and nothing in the other hand.
Those guys
Christ.
have to really compromise the reality.
Well, whips are so good. They go through shields.
Wrong.
They go
Wrong.
through shields. That's what's like. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I could just keep attacking. It is wrong. Never do a whip build, folks. Never do a whip build.
I mean, not in like. I mean, you could do it if you were like, if it wasn't like your very first Souls game.
Yeah, and it wasn't your first build ever.
And maybe in some of the later games, the whips would be easier.
Probably. There's a half decent whip in Dark Souls, but I never got it. I never got that far with that whip build. What about you, Noah? What was your build? Explain it to the folks at home.
I think I went for mostly strength, right? Oh yeah, I went for mostly strength, and then also using the what was it, the Beast Talisman, which is it's a talisman that you use to cast spells, but I think there's like some bug. There's some bug where if you don't have the requirements for it, it like works even better. Yeah, like you can still use it fine without the requirements. So I had pretty low magic, like intelligence and faith, but I used that talisman so that I could still I could cast the weapon buff and do huge amounts of damage, or I could cast my 1000 defensive buffs like the mage armor. Forgot what the high level mage armor was called, but it gave me insane durability. And yeah, I was pretty satisfied with that build because I could do a whole bunch of damage if I spec'd out in
Oh, you
that, if
guys
I
were
took the
so, yeah, dealt so much damages than me.
Yeah, most of the bosses we just ran in and Moody and I just like slammed the boss and then they died instantly.
Yes. Well, my build is the classic blue sentinel build. If you know that build, you know well. Big, but I went for big old chunk daddy. I put like max endurance. I wore the heaviest armor, and I still couldn't keep up with the magical defense cast. So
Yeah, like that dragon.
yeah,
The dragon just like punched us and did like 10% of my health.
and like 80% of my health or something ridiculous like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
The magic is just completely brokenly good in Demon Souls. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so yeah, I did the Blue Sentinel build. High damage in co-op when you're being summoned, but low-ish damage or below average damage when you're just playing by yourself. So, when I was planning to spec into after that into an arcane archery build using like the red tearstone buff or whatever and draining my HP using that katana that drains HP.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it never came together because it just like people would just be slamming the boss. I'm like, "Ah, I'm only doing like 200 damage with my bow a hit. It's not enough, folks. It's not enough." Because people be doing like way more than that.
Yeah, bows. I never find that bows do great damage,
Yeah,
but you can be very safe with a bow.
true.
Like it's got it usually doesn't make you as vulnerable as here's our resident tech
Oh
bros
yeah,
dropped
hey
in.
tech bro.
Hello.
Hey tech bro.
Huh? Oh, hey.
Um
Anyway, keep continuing.
I find that bows they don't do much damage, but they can be pretty safe. But yeah, not that good for a co-op playthrough where the other people on your team are just like hitting huge amounts of damage. Not really worth.
Yeah, not worth at all.
So where were we, Moody?
We were talking about our builds. So yeah, the Blue Sentinel build. I'll go over it really quickly again. Co-op focus build, Ring of Friendship, Blue Sentinel Covenant.
What is Ring of Friendship?
It increases your
do?
attack while you're co-oping, but doesn't do anything while you're playing by yourself. While you're summoned. Blue Covenant. I can't remember what it's called. I guess it's a Blue Sentinel Covenant. That's what you need to get the Ring of Friendship. And I got the I had to kill the king, the old king or whatever, to get it. And that was the pain of the build. Let me tell you, folks. This king hits for a lot, and you have to take out a lot of his health.
Old King Duran.
Yeah, old King Duran. But I was able to finally do it by cheesing him off of a cliff. So I was
Nice.
I was able to repeat it. What inspired me to do the bow build was that during my fight with him, at one point he got stuck on geometry and couldn't come towards me. I was like, oh, if I was doing a bow build, I could have just chipped him away.
Oh, yeah, the cheese. The cheese is beautiful. I love the cheese.
I could just chip this fool away, and it would have been nothing. Yeah,
Oh, it's so satisfying.
yeah. I grinded up so I wouldn't have been one hit by him. But then I got so far, I was still one hit by him every time. I was like, that's it. I'm not grinding anymore. This is not the area for grinding. Oh man, it was a painful experience, and I had to do it twice. So yeah, that was my build. But
was the build good when it came
yeah,
together?
it was good. It was good in co-op. Average in PVE. It's just like single player versus engine. Yeah. Actually, I think did we get invaded? Yeah, we got invaded a couple times. Let's talk about invasions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this invasion. Who wants to tell the invasion story? Do you want? Yeah, Noah, you tell the invasion story, and then we can chime in if we got any.
Oh man, what was it? Was I the host the first
I
time
believe so.
when we got invaded? It was in the the high up place with all the gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on these narrow stone catwalks with no railings where you can easily fall off.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the area with the PvP boss. So people always try to invade there. And we got invaded by this one guy. What was it? So he starts running at us. He managed to kill Kyle,
Mhm.
but Moody and
Fail.
I were massive chonks who did massive amounts of damage. So he was running away.
Mhm.
But then I went to resummon Kyle back at the beginning
Mhm.
of the area. We
Mhm.
have so little shame that not only do we gang up on people in PvP, we even resummon the people who died in PvP.
Yes.
No
No
shame.
shame.
So I ran back to the beginning to summon Kyle, and then Moody got lost? Did you
Yes.
get lost, Moody?
I was facing
Yeah, I
him
think so.
and I got lost. And he got lost.
But then he found me.
Yes, and then he
As
found
I
you.
was trying to summon Kyle. I got very, very close. He like backed me to the edge. It would have been one hit to kill me, but you just arrived there in time and managed to distract him.
Yes, it was
Mhm.
great.
And then in the end, what you managed to kill him, right? You just slammed him.
Yeah,
and-
I just
Oh no, he was wasn't he running away at one
yeah,
point?
running away and I got
then
the
you
backstab on him.
Yeah, beautiful.
Turned your back on me, fool. Ha ha.
And also, isn't there a time that you guys were doing some tactic to push him away up the stairs?
Yes, that was like
second
either the
time.
second or yeah, I think the second time he invaded us,
Mhm.
I had the whatever massive axe I was using. So first of all, the big axes and the big clubs in Demon Souls, they give you super armor on the two-handed swings. So what that means is that your swing can't be interrupted. You can still take damage while swinging, but it doesn't get interrupted. And so we were on the narrow catwalk, and I had one attack, a vertical slam that flattened him. So I swing at him, armor through his attack, flatten him, and then position myself side on so that he was between the edge of the catwalk and me. Switch to one-handed, and then the one-handed attack has a knockback animation when you hit the people. So flattened him and then walked beside him to position his back to the ledge, and then knocked him off as soon as he got up.
Oh, it was a thing of
I'm
beauty.
not sure. I'm not sure if he could have escaped from that or if it's a guaranteed combo.
I think he started rolling or something. No. Did he? He was doing some
He was
movement.
probably mashing roll. Like that's what you'd be doing. You'd be mashing roll or maybe mashing parry or something.
Yeah.
But he just got up and then got flicked off the edge.
Yeah,
You don't get, I don't think you get a reward for killing them if you throw them off the edge.
no, I don't think so.
But the act of throwing them off is the reward in itself.
Yes. And then the third time he invaded, he threw himself off the edge and then quit.
Oh yeah, he was just like, fuck, not these guys again.
And then he quit.
These super twinked out builds.
The who 3v1 super twinked out builds. He was in. Look at this. So this version of the Souls that we were playing, they list the areas to go if you want to do PvP. He was in the
Oh
area
yeah.
that you're supposed to go for PvP.
Oh, was he?
Yes.
Tower of Hope or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and he was in the area trying
Poor
to do
guy.
PvP,
He probably wanted to do honorable duels.
and he was just getting crushed by twinks. Yeah, it was great.
What's a twink for our audience?
Yes. So,
Is it a young, pretty man?
it is a young, pretty man who kills a bunch of lizards and gets Twinkling Titanite and upgrades boss weapons, but keeps his level very low so he can destroy noobs at the game in the starting area. Yeah.
Because you can only match with people who are within range of your level for both co-op and PvP.
It was a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty. Let's talk about some more beautiful things.
We had to PvP each other.
Ah, yes. You want to talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, you want to tell the story of how the first time it happened?
Oh yeah. So there was a. I thought it's all about the bug that while we were fighting with a certain boss. I don't remember the name, but somehow when we actually form a party and then log into that or get into the room to fight with the boss, s- so one of us became a boss to kill, and other ones
You were
are
the first one, weren't you? I was trying to summon you.
right. Yeah, I became a boss somehow.
And it said you were the boss, and I had to fight you.
Yeah, is it meant to be like that or was it just a bug?
Oh no.
It is meant to be like that. It
Mhm.
is definitely, yeah, a feature that
Meant
they
to be.
planned and put in. Yeah. A
Interesting.
PvP boss. They've
Yeah, that was
reused it a
very,
couple of times, but yeah.
very creative. I love it. That I've
Yeah.
never seen such a tactic ever had.
Yeah, it's a crazy. Ah, and apparently in Dark Souls 3, our tech bro says
Mhm.
that in Dark Souls 3, they added that in as a DLC. That's cool. Like, I guess one of the DLC bosses.
Very cool.
Was it the Mirror Knight or something? Yeah, that was really fun. So then we all kept on trying to do it and then kept on trying to be the bosses for each other. So we had to beat each other
To go
to
go
go
to the next.
through.
How was being the boss? How was the experience of being the boss for you?
It was very refreshing that I can be the one.
Yeah, it's empowering.
Exactly, but the problem is like the other guys were, especially Noah and Moody are much stronger than me, and it's just somehow I immediately realized that oh, it's kind of meaningless. They're gonna
Yeah, the
chase me
matchup between Moody's builds and our builds was not great.
because it's like super tanky.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and then we
and
just
then
flattened him and he was a glass cannon.
yeah, I mean that, but the problem is like my build is extremely fragile
Yeah.
in a defense phase. So it was fun, and also it was very fresh experience to me.
Yeah, I think we on purpose, like the people who were the boss never like tried to actually win
Mhm.
Mm,
for us. So like we
mm,
always like in the end somehow let the other person win.
mm,
Yes.
And of course, usually we had a co-op to fight the boss. So we had one person is the in body form
mm,
actually beating the boss, one person is the boss, and one person was a cooperator.
mm,
So it was usually 2v1.
mm,
Yeah. So it was good. It was a lot of fun. We
mhm.
also when we were trying to do this with each other, we got some good verses against people as well, just
Yeah.
randos, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Uh, my rando was like he got unfortunately squished. I even like switched to like a super low damaging weapon and took off all my armor, and yeah, I was like, oh dear. So I tried to do it again because oh geez, I didn't expect the person to go down in 2 hits. But it was fine.
So cruel. So
I was
cruel.
like, oh, I'll bring him really low and get him really intense. Lol. Lol. But then I think it might have been the same man who faced off against Noah. Explain this experience.
Oh yeah, that guy was super weak. Like maybe he was doing that area first. He was like just like wearing like the default knight armor, using a default straight sword. He had like a little bit of magic, but like super weak. Maybe he was doing that area like first or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, I also went down in armor and I used an unupgraded Zweihander. But with him, I managed to not kill him because I didn't do as much damage as Moody, and I resolved to fight him without using any of the healing grass
Hmm.
to, make it fair for him. But then I had so much health regeneration on my build. This is the other thing that I had in my build. I had like the regeneration ring and I had like the shield that regenerates your health. So I had so much passive health regeneration that every time he got me down to really low health, I'd just like turtle up and run away and my health would regenerate back up. So I ended up drawing out this boss fight for an incredibly long time, like a long boss fight before he eventually killed me. And I hope that it was like very stressful and painful for him, but then very satisfying when he finally beat me. That's what I hope. That's the kind of boss that I want to be.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of boss that from
That just two hits you
from
and then you
Elden
give
Ring
up the
that
game.
two hits you in a combo or something. You're like,
Yeah.
R.I.P. I'm too under level for this area. Like, oh, this boss is taking off all of its armor and equipping a katana. Okay. Oh, I still get 2 hit. Okay. Oh man.
A boss that it sees you and instead of powering up, it powers down.
Yeah, it's like
Visibly stops using its good tactics.
yeah. Yeah, it was pretty it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It was pretty fun. Yeah, so it's a beautiful game as well. So yeah, talk what's your favorite area, folks? What was your favorite world? There's a lot of different worlds, a lot of different areas. But Kyle, you go first. What was your favorite area?
Honestly, I like the map we cut into the infinite loop.
Oh,
A thing of beauty. A thing of beauty.
Oh yeah,
Prison of Hope.
Yeah, Prison of Lost Hope.
yeah.
And why did we get stuck in an infinite loop?
Because we can't really see much in the map, and then there's a lot of porous spot on the ground. Oh, and also there are some fenceless ground as well, and meantime, like when we were trying to move, it's so easy to be fallen down on the ground or fall off the ground, and it just caused so much drama that like how many
So
times yeah, how many times that we had to repeat.
So many times someone would die and then the other two people would have to like run back to the beginning to get that person, and then someone else would die and we constantly running back to try and pick up the people who had fallen
Yes.
off. People would fall into the same hole multiple times in a row.
Wasn't it like it took
Trauma.
like what, 6 hours to beat it?
Probably with everyone
It was definitely the longest time that we spent
in a single area.
on any area.
That's for sure.
It was bad.
So good,
and
though.
people would, and then you'd be running back, and then someone would die behind you. Like, how did you die behind me? Oh, I just I lost sight of you, then I ran off the edge. Okay, I guess I'll summon both of you.
I think it's because both Moody and Kyle have whatever fancy ass monitors they have.
OLED.
They just those OLED monitors. Alex, actually, interesting fact. Alex says you can eat OLED monitors and they're nutritious.
I did.
Anyways, but both their monitors are super dark. Like when I went over to Kyle's house to play Elden Ring, I could like see it, like super dark monitor. So you really couldn't see all the holes and missing railings that you ran off of.
So, just to chime in here, I do not condone eating OLED monitors. Well, it is indeed possible. It is not something I suggest. Another note is that generally when it comes to OLED monitors and how they're lit up, they get per pixel lighting because they don't have an overall backlight. So the downside of that is that because you're getting such a high contrast ratio and you're not lighting up the whole monitor, dark scenes are really, really dark. And when you program or make a game that's sort of, developed and worked on with a more traditional monitor, especially the year that this was made, you're not going to be seeing anything like that unless you're using a CRT. You get something that's a bit closer to gray. So if you put like a white light next to a dark image, what you're going to get is the white is going to look a bit more gray, and the black is going to look more brighter and grayer as well at the same time. With the OLED, you don't run into that issue. You can have something really bright and really dark next to each other and still have that same level of darkness. The result is that you generally get a much darker image because of the way everything was kind of tone mapped, if that makes any sense.
So what you're saying is people have to start developing with OLED.
Yes. Alternatively, what I'd recommend actually is messing with your gamma. Basically, if you turn up your gamma or down, depending on however they calculate it, you would see results in how much contrast there is. What you want to do is actually reduce the amount of contrast you
topic.
have. Yep.
Off topic.
Wait,
All right.
reduce the amount of contrast? Uh-oh. I was doing the
Off
opposite.
topic.
But
That's true.
true. Very true.
Thank you for our resident tech bro. I learned what the point of having an OLED monitor is.
And you did at home as well, folks.
Oh.
All right. What about your favorite place, Noah?
Oh, my favorite. Okay, man. The Prisoner of Hope was so much fun. We laughed so hard while playing that. So in the context of this playthrough, I think I had the most fun with that area. As far as level design goes, though, I think my favorite has to be Blighttown.
Oh, so good.
The Blighttown equivalent of this game is just it's so miserable when you play
Light
it.
Town?
The ugly place with the swamp with all the mutated ugly people.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god, that's the ugliest thing that
How did you
I've ever seen.
feel when we played through that area?
Oh, it's sick. It actually sicking my stomach.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's so good. You feel almost physically ill because the area is so awful and you're getting poisoned all the time and everything is ugly and everything is not even falling apart. Everything is just made out of garbage. And it is very vertical, really twisty, and it's also the swamp at the bottom is also the most open area in the game. So from a level design perspective, really good. And also because I had so much health regeneration, the poison did not bother me.
Yeah.
Best area.
I'm a sucker for a skeleton, and these skeletons, my friends, were so cool. There was the silver skeletons, or the blue skeletons, the blue glowing eyes, and then there were golden skeletons. My goodness. And yeah, and I felt like I was actually helping in this like skelly area because I'd be using my bow to take out the things. I was like, yeah, I'm helping.
The flying stingrays.
The flying stingrays. Those darn flying stingrays. Yeah, but I like that area. It was pretty linear, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it was pretty nice. There was some cute little combat challenges and stuff, and tight ledges and stuff. And the design of the enemies, that was my favorite. You know, Skelly boys, and they just roll up to you, literally roll up to you.
Did you like just the mobility that they had?
Yeah, I like the mobility. I like their they were like aggro.
Yeah, they were really aggro, yeah.
I like aggro enemies. It's like, oh, I'm aggro too. You're aggro. Let's be aggro against each other.
Yeah, as soon as they'd see you, they'd come rolling towards you. Yeah, whereas a lot of enemies are they like slowly shuffle towards you or something.
Oh man, very good. But still, I like the skeletons. But my favorite enemy was definitely the guys in the prisons with the bells.
Oh,
those guys
no.
are
Yeah,
nuts.
like the mind flayer looking thing.
Yeah, those guys are nuts to fight. Let me explain this to you folks who haven't played the game. So they've got a projectile.
Wait, what do they look like first of all?
They look like Cthulhu mind flayer guys, just with robes and a bell. What's great about them is you can see them. See, in this level you can't see anything.
Oh yeah.
But you can
They've got this
see the
green
enemy.
glow,
You
eh?
can see the enemy. Like, you can't even see some of the other enemies in the level. That's how great it is. But this one, they're holding a light source in their hand, so you're able to see them. So that's it's coming. You know pain is coming as soon as you see this light source. So yeah, they've got a projectile. With all my armor on, it still did over half my health. Just a single hit from this projectile. Let's see what else happened.
Oh, is that the thing that they like rapid fire?
Yeah, if they hit you with a couple of those.
Yeah.
If they hit you with a couple of those, it just.
Yes, it's not even just one. Yeah, it's just a couple, and it does shit ton of damage.
Yeah, each one does crazy amounts of damage. They have. So you're like, okay, they got a projectile, so I gotta get close. They have a what's that faith like big boom thing? that the
Wrath of the
they
Gods.
have a Wrath of the Gods if you get
Force
close.
Repo.
Yeah, it's huge.
Get off me.
It's huge, and it does
And
a ton of damage.
Oh.
And then you don't even want to get close to these guys because they have a command grab.
Wait, but the paralysis projectile.
Oh, they have a paralysis. Oh, yes, of course. That does it go through objects? It goes. I think it goes through objects.
No, I think you can cover still.
Yes, I think I was trying to cover against like low things, and it would just because I was like, oh, this is a big thing, but I think it would like fly over top of them basically.
And what happens when it hits you?
You're stunned. Can you mash out of it? I was never able to mash out of it.
I was never able to mash out of it before they grab me.
And then they grab
They
you,
paralyzes you, and then they run up and command grab.
and you're dead. That's it. You're dead, folks. So yeah, if you get close, Wrath of Gods. If you're far away, paralyzed and projectile spam to death.
So good.
Amazing enemy. Could be like a mini
It's like-
boss if it had like a little bit more health.
Yeah, no other enemy do you see it, and like you have to actually like stop and like think really hard about, can I take on this enemy? How will I take on this enemy? Like, can I run up and hit him before he does anything?
Ow. Ow.
Oh, the ows in the background is from our resident Souls lover as well, Matt.
Yes, person who's currently playing Elden Ring.
Yes.
But he did not play this game, so
Lol.
he does
No.
not get to be interviewed.
I beat the Draconic Tree Sentinel.
Off topic.
Off topic. How about
We're recording.
yeah? How about you, Kyle? What was your favorite enemy in the game?
I like the lady who is shooting the what is it? The shooting the lightning stuffs that she has initially she was infinitely respawning until we break down the spell spelled by the goblin, I
Oh
believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why
And
do you like her?
because she looks hot and sexy. I mean, no, I was kidding. I mean, like, I like her, style, presentation, the makeup that looks like a power woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the way she kind of like flies with the
Mhm.
feet hanging pose. I think she's got one knee cocked even.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You know, that classic hovering superhero pose. Except she's got all
Yeah.
those arms.
the symbol of bitch. I love it because I'm a bitch.
For sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like that boss. How about you, Noah? Any other enemy to add to the list?
Nope. I can't really think of any.
All right, we'll go on to bosses then, because Kyle's already talked about his favorite boss. How about you, Noah? What was your favorite boss in the game?
Ooh. I think this time I didn't really get to experience. I didn't really get to experience the bosses fully because we always just rushed them and did huge damage, and then they died instantly.
Oh yeah, the bosses are sucks in the game.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the bosses in the game are trash.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like Zelda bosses where you just have to do some special thing in order to get them to expose the weak point, and then you hit the weak point.
It's so easy and so dumb. AI.
Yeah, a lot of the bosses in Demon Souls are really interesting because some of them are like that they hadn't quite figured it out. So some of them are like, for example, that big Iron Knight that you fight, you have to slash at his heels while dodging his attacks and shield and all the crossbowmen. But once you slash his heels enough, he just falls down, and then you just hit him in the head over and over and over again. And that's when you do the real damage.
See, what I did was slash him in the heels, and he died before he fell down.
Yeah. That's just to give you an example of the large amounts of damage we did. So even the puzzle bosses, we didn't get to experience them properly. But then some of the bosses are like Dark Souls bosses, where it's a boss that just does attacks, and you have to dodge the attacks and try to hit them in between the attacks. And like that basic formula they're still using it now in Elden Ring, and it's still good. It's like one of the best things about the Souls games.
Hmm.
I liked the old man. What's the old man at the end of World
Boss?
1?
Oh, jeez.
Like the king.
Oh yeah,
You know, he's another
that was
king.
a good one. That was a good one. What is he
Yeah,
called?
that was
He's got like
one of the
command
good bosses.
grabs. He's got like a
Yeah.
projectile.
He's got the command grab that de-levels you.
Oh gosh.
I got hit by that twice. And he had a lot of mobility. He could like skate across the rank. And then just you had to dodge his slashes and hit him in between, and there's like no gimmicks. That was a good boss. And then in the next game, Dark Souls, they went with mostly not that guy, Alex. Alex posted the blind guy. The blind guy. Is that guy legitimately blind?
Yeah, I think so. I think so because there's like a sound gimmick with this guy.
Old hero. That is another good boss, which is just like dodge his attacks and then hit him back.
Yes, but we did dodge his attacks, then we hit him back for like a minute, not even. Then he was dead.
Yeah, I think this guy is blind and he detects you from the sound, which is a gimmick, but it's cool.
It's very cool. Very cool boss.
And he was a good boss that like you just dodge his attacks, and he has a lot of like big jump attacks that cover a lot of distance. What about you, Moody?
My favorite boss? Gargoyles. Gargoyles. They're the best, folks. Because you can't see them. You literally can't see them. And then they fall.
If you have an OLED monitor.
Yeah, if you have an OLED monitor, you literally can't see them. And then they fall on top of you and hit you with an attack. Okay, so I did a high. I got to.
Yeah, that guy.
Got to do a quick aside. So I never wear armor in Souls games. This is
my
my
God, I
first
didn't know
time
about that.
wearing armor in a Souls game.
Congratulations.
Wow.
I specifically chose this game to wear armor in because I knew there was no poise.
Don't you like having poise?
I feel like when I get hit, I should be like really punished for it, so I don't get hit again. So yeah,
You're a weirdo.
I'm an absolute
is.
crazy person. So yeah,
Like the point of having poise or super armor is that you factor that into your strategy.
yeah.
Like you knowing that you can make that sacrifice and getting hit on, like you know you're gonna get hit, but you know you have enough poise to get through it. It's not like it can be a bit of a crutch, like, oh, I'll just hit it and run away. But but poise does get quite high level as well.
Okay, maybe I'll try poise in another game.
Alex, what's the name of that boss, the old king?
The old king Allant. Allant.
There you go, Old King Aland. That was my favorite boss.
Alex is like a dictionary.
Yeah, he's
Thanks, Alex.
He's got the wiki open.
yeah he's
Or was it
Ah.
Tecmo?
he's got the he's got wiki foo, Google foo. Yeah. So yeah, my favorite were the gargoyles. They fell on you. Nobody has poise in this game. You get knocked off the ledge in one hit. It was tense. It was actually tense. It was one of the few
Yeah, they
tense.
actually gave us
It
trouble
was one of the few tense bosses. It was like,
because they didn't have to reduce our health to kill us. They just knocked us off.
and they couldn't get hit because they were flying all over the place. It was so good. It was so good. And everybody's like, where is this boss? Where is this boss? Oh, I'm going to run towards the boss. I see them landing. And then they just knock your summon off the ledge. You're like, ah! Oh, so that was probably the most tense boss, and it was a lot of fun. Least favorite boss, folks. I've got one. Does anybody else have like a boss that stands out?
I've also got the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the same
Yeah.
one.
How about you, Kyle? Do you have a boss that stands out as like the worst boss possible?
Oh, the worst boss possible. So many.
Got him.
I mean, which one should I tell? The guy.
What guy? What did he look like? What did he do? Where was he?
Was like, what is it? The holding some long spear, and then he was wearing the European some sort
The
of
penetrator.
Oh, the
penetrator.
Oh,
Oh,
The
it's
penetrator.
so good though.
so
Best
Is-
name in the
was it?
game. Best name in the game.
I agree. I love
I don't know. He's that
penetrators.
long thin type, dude.
Oh,
You'll get no pleasure from those long thin types.
Look at him. Amazing.
I think I don't know, but I think that the penetrator is actually a good boss, though.
Yeah.
is it?
I think that he just didn't have enough health.
Oh
So
yeah,
that-
that's
so
the point.
All three of us showed up and just
Immediately killed him.
yeah, that's where I was doing 999 damage.
Yeah, and I was doing like 600 or 700 damage a hit
Brutal.
with my light attack. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That he was like extremely having low health. That makes me really like this. Is this boss even a really boss? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's I guess that's just them not balancing properly for co-op because there were three of us and
Makes sense.
Moody and I did huge amounts of damage, and so did you, Kyle, with your magic. It did quite a bit of damage as
yeah.
well.
Makes sense.
Moody, what's your least favorite
Oh
boss?
gosh. It's the same as you probably. One,
The
two,
dragon.
three. Yeah, the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the dragon was the worst boss, my friends. We did.
Really?
I had to look at the wiki. I had to look at the wiki for the boss. I cheated
the
and looked at the
dragon.
wiki. The dragon killed us the most, folks. We didn't do it.
Oh yeah, he did.
He killed us the
Dragon
most.
killed us the most.
So yeah, we hate losing. No, not that dragon. Was it a demon? Was it a demon?
It was a demon.
was a
But in
demon.
Demon Souls, a demon I think isn't just a specific class of person. I think a demon is just someone who's got a lot like a big soul.
Yeah, this
Because
big
it's implied
soul.
that you become a demon from collecting all the souls. And what's her name? The cleric woman with the champion, she became a demon from collecting lots of souls.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we are the.
So that thing
demons.
was a demon, yes, a demon and a dragon.
Demon dragon. Yeah. Oh god.
Demon trick.
So describe the fight.
Dragon
It was
God.
awful.
Uh,
It was almost like a puzzling.
Yeah, it's like another puzzle boss. It was another puzzle boss. Expose the weak point.
yes. And then we exposed the weak point, and we couldn't damage it. And we're like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah, so that boss, what you come out, and it's just this massive boss, massive dragon, and it like punches you.
For most of your
So
health.
you've got to run along this narrow passage in the side, and there are blockages, there's rubble blocking your way. But then when you go close enough to it, the dragon tries to punch you, and it punches the rubble. And destroys it, then you can progress. But the punches did, if you weren't wearing the mage armor, the punches did like most of your health.
Yep. Even with the biggest, heaviest armor in the game, most of your health, folks.
Glorious. But with the mage armor is
Yeah.
so overpowered that he only does like
Half your health.
10% of your
10%,
health.
not even half. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I could almost out heal I could almost out heal it with my passive healing.
So
Yes.
But yeah, so he punches to clear the rubble, and you get through the rubble that he's punched, and then you fire a magical ballista, and it plays a long, unskippable cutscene of shooting him with this ballista. And then you've got to go down and activate the second ballista, and there's rubble in your path.
But he's not punching
But-
anymore.
He stops punching you.
He starts breathing fire.
Starts being fire, which just one hit all of us.
Yeah. But the fire doesn't even go up to the second level. So he's breathing fire on the bottom level. And you're like, how are we supposed to clear this rubble, folks?
Yeah, we started running, or we ran around the whole area several times, like looking for ways to get through. Like, I was sure that we had to get him to punch the rubble somehow, or maybe like find another path.
No. I ran through the fire to get to the other side, and there was just a wall or something. So I just died.
Yeah, there's just rubble. Yeah.
Oh,
And then eventually, you looked it up, right?
I had to look it up because we were getting very frustrated with it. And I specifically said not to look it up, but I did anyway. And you're supposed to
What was?
shield bash the rubble with
Can't you just use a two-handed attack?
yes, you could two-hand. I think it has to be a high enough damage or something, a high enough strength or something. It has to be a heavy weapon or something.
Oh.
So yeah, you can't, like, if you're a mage, you can't two-hand swing your club or whatever to clear it. I think. Don't quote me on that, guys. I looked at this wiki a little while ago. But yeah, you got a two-hand swing or shield bash with specific weapons.
That's and then so you have to shoot him with the ballista once, and then run through the rubble while he's breathing fire. Get to the other ballista, shoot him, and both of these are unskippable cutscenes. Remember that you have to watch every time you fight him.
Mhm.
And then once you shot him with both, then he leans forward and exposes his weak point, and then you just literally go up and hit him in the face, don't you?
Yep. Sometimes he breathes fire, I think, at that point. Maybe. But it was nothing. It was nothing.
Any large weapon dual-handed, even if you do not.
Oh
meet
yeah, it
that
has to be
including
large.
shields.
Yeah, it has to be large.
Yeah.
So you can't do it with a dagger.
But
or
yeah, that
staff.
boss was boring as shit.
And confusing.
Ugh. Bad design.
They knew. They put the run up to the boss the shortest run up in the game because they knew.
Oh, they knew that it was a piece of shit.
Yeah. Should have just fixed your design from you do bad design. Chaos or whatever. Bad design.
That was just rushed. Okay, but that's another game.
It's another game.
Next question.
All right. So, how did you guys find enjoyment when you got all your souls, you're trudging through the level, and then you die? Like, what's the enjoyment in death in these Souls games? Kyle, as the number one, this was your first Souls game. You explain this concept to these people out there.
The death?
Yes.
Death? The death is quite interesting and new to me because I never played any type of games that, maybe I did. Like, for example, like some games are you lose your experience when you die. But for this game, you just lose your souls and then you can take it back. I like it. And there's a way that you can't take it back if you died again, but you had the another souls attained after after your first lost. But other than that, it was quite user friendly, I could say.
How did you feel? Did you feel like you died a lot?
Oh yeah. Like at the beginning, I mean, throughout the playing, like I was very easily dying because since I was a mage, which is obviously it's really easy to die
Yeah.
than the other classes. So for that wise,
But
yes.
how did you feel when you died? Like, were you frustrated? Did you think it was fine?
Felt like it was quite justified that I died because I have low health and low defense. Look at my equipment. It's a fabric. What should I?
So you felt it was fair, huh?
Yeah,
That like you
I like
died because of the decisions you made.
yeah. Somehow the game, I found out that considering the game came out 2008, as I remember, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then the game actually contributed the fairly apply to the materials that how much the armory can actually give the defenses without overpowering. Depends on the type of the material of
Yeah.
armories. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I
you
love
can tell how strong the armor is just by looking at it. Yeah, that's really nice.
exactly.
There's no like high level armor, which is just a
I
bikini.
want my chainmail bikini, folks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's what I felt like. It's fair to me that as a mage dying a lot, but of course there were some times like especially in the beginning of the game without having much health because we have to unlock it in the after
Oh
the
yeah, to
first.
get to the co-op,
Mhm.
You have to
It was
jump through a bunch of hoops. You have to actually beat the first area
exactly.
solo
Jeez.
before you get to do co-op, and
It was
it was
so kinky.
Kyle's first time playing a Souls game.
Yeah.
So how did that did you enjoy that first area?
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's actually fun type of torture that actually begging me to get the item that gives me more health because again, since I was a mage in the game, I needed the most health than the other classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think when we played this game mostly, we didn't get the full Souls experience because we were playing it all co-op.
Mm.
And because the game is pretty unbalanced, so we were all able to we were all used very overpowered builds, so that made it a lot easier. So
Mhm.
mostly the game was actually pretty easy and friendly for us. Like playing Demon Souls co-op is not actually that difficult.
Oh, good for you guys. But for me at the beginning, it was like,
But
oh,
but the beginning where you're playing solo,
it was a
that's the
pain in
real
the
Demon
butt.
Souls.
Yeah.
But you still enjoyed that, huh, Kyle?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love that game actually.
Pleasurable kind of torture.
That's what I was trying to explain. Yep, that's it.
I think
Oh,
before we had to take a break, you asked me what was the pleasure in dying.
yeah. What's the pleasure in the death of Demon
Well,
Souls?
I think for me, it's that when you
Wow.
die, you can usually see that there's a way through, that like you did something wrong, that you misspaced or you just needed to roll that with better timing. And you can see a path to victory that you just failed to take. And so whenever you die, my dear folks, you kind of have this
Oh, geez,
tantalizing
that's hard.
alternate universe where you had victory just slip from your grasp. And to me, it just makes me want to go back and do it again and do it better and succeed.
Yeah, you guys have hit the nail on the head. It doesn't feel cheap. You know? The deaths, well,
Usually,
yes, usually. And there's almost always a way you could have avoided it, you know?
yeah.
And you're like, okay, I can go back in there and avoid that, grab my souls, and yeah, it'll be really, it's very good. You feel that.
Yeah.
And then you get really good at just running by things if you die enough times.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the next level of Dark Souls. That's when you've played Dark Souls or Demon Souls.
When you just run past.
you just
Yeah.
like, okay, I died very very close by to this bonfire. I could just run past these enemies really easily and make it back.
Yeah, and when you've died a lot in an area, you really get to know that area quite intimately. It's not like in some games or even in a Souls game, if you had an easy time with an area, you just kind of waltz through and you're like, that was fun. But if you had a really hard time, like in
The prison.
Dark Souls, one of the first areas where I really started having trouble at first, that area is like branded into my very immortal soul, folks.
Which area?
It doesn't matter, just an early area in Dark Souls. But yeah, when you really when you really struggled with an area, then it really sticks in your brain and you get to know it very intimately.
The prison was almost like that. I almost got to the point where I could do the full run through. But I would just constantly be falling through holes on the top levels, but then I get to the bottom levels and fall through new holes. New holes.
I even started like luring you into holes on purpose. Like Moody, go get that crystal lizard.
Yeah, and I was like,
And then
okay,
it leads
I'll
you
run
right
after.
into a hole.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is the crystal lizard right here. There was a time where you guys walked outside of a railing. I was like, why are you guys walking outside of here? And then I rolled to get onto the railing or whatever, and I rolled off the railing to my death. It's like,
Oh yeah, you thought you could get across
Yeah, using the
to the
railing.
little ledge that we were on,
Yeah.
but you cannot get across there, so instead you just killed yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Oh, and another thing that makes the dying pleasurable
Mm.
is when it's a really, really hard part, you're just bouncing off a thing again and again. I really like when you start to, folks, switch up your tactics, folks. You know? So you start to you try to change your mindset and approach the situation completely differently. Like you see if you can aggro them out one at a time with a bow, or you see if you just have to charge in, or you see if you need to turtle up behind a shield. I really like when you it's so difficult that you have to try and find the best strategies for you, folks, to get through it.
Yeah.
Very satisfying.
For example,
Mhm.
beating the boss I was beating today, I basically was calculating which spell was more optimal to use. One of my heavy hitting spell that costs a lot, or my light, or my other
Wow,
spell.
you got to the level of desperation of actually doing like ratios and stuff.
Do basically kind of rough estimate of damage to FP cost.
Oh, glorious. See, this is the level of degradation that we want from our video games.
Yes. When we have to like break into the source code to find out there's a secret wall you have to hit 50 times. That's exactly what we want.
I like that.
No, we don't like that. That's a joke.
No.
Okay, the next
I
question
like
though.
it.
Okay. Let's see. We talked about that. Oh, for any forgettable mechanics. Kyle, what was the I guess if you forgot about it,
What the fuck?
yeah. What mechanic, what part of the game did you not interact with that much?
Probably a lot of metallic armors and sword. There's only one type of sword. I just used it throughout the game, which I found a very early session in the game. And the things that I didn't use or interact much is pretty much anything that is related to heavy armor and sword, even arrows, bows.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You just have that magic and that one good weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, my playstyle was very directed and very simple. So I could say that, yeah, I could say that. I could spot that those are the one that I didn't really interact with.
Weapons and heavy armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Noah?
Surprisingly, even though I did 2 builds where I had a good amount of faith and I had like a lot of health regeneration, I never interacted with the healing spells.
Wow.
Healing spells are so useless in Demon Souls, in the original one,
So true. So true.
because you can just buy an infinite amount of
Yes.
marijuana legally
Mhm.
from the
Marijuana.
dispensary.
Yes.
So much green herb, or even the better colors of herbs.
Ah.
Moon herb.
It's you can just buy infinite amounts of them. Well, I'm sure there's some 999 limit, but you can have a huge amount, more than you'll ever need, just in your inventory. The health is not limited at all. So you never need healing spells. Because it's if you've got 100 yellow herbs that like heal you fully, you just eat one of those. So healing magic is completely useless in the original Demon Souls.
I agree completely. I could just evolve with the herbs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't need healing magic at all.
not at all.
In the other Souls games, that's I think, besides the better bosses, the biggest innovation from Demon Souls to Dark Souls is having the very limited healing with the only 5 to 15 Estus flasks.
My least interacted with mechanic would be spell casting. I had enough
Of
faith
course.
that I could cast miracles, but I never did.
Oh, on purpose.
Because I knew that casting things in this game is OP. I
OP?
heard that spell casting was overpowered, and I was like,
I don't think miracles are overpowered.
that's true, but I only had like 14 faith or something, so I couldn't really cast any of the good ones. So, but I never even bothered like attuning anything. I went on a path to get this like buff that makes you even more tanky. This spell, because I was like, okay, I like being tanky. This whole build was built to be tanky, but
The mage armor,
the
yeah.
mage is more tanky than I am. I'm literally wearing the chonkiest armor. I'm Giant Dad in Demon Souls.
Giant
You're
daddy.
Havels, full Havels.
I'm
in
full
Demon
Havels.
Souls.
I was wearing stone armor, folks, and yeah, it was not great, but it was too much of a commitment, folks, and I gave up on my dreams of being the chunkiest boy.
Shame.
Yeah, looks off into the middle
Shameful.
distance.
Shame.
Yeah.
Da.
Okay. I think we kind of hit on like our favorite moments and stuff.
If we gotta talk about the best mechanic in any Souls game,
Mm.
the mechanic that was carried on through all the Souls games, mantling.
Oh yes,
Mantling.
Uh,
Kyle, can you explain the
yes.
mantling mechanic as you understand it as a beginner who's never played any other Souls games?
The mantling.
You remember? You know what we're talking about?
Briefly, but
The climb up animation.
climb up animation. For me, as a game player who plays some quite advanced and newer RPGs, it didn't really get me much. Me playing 2008 kind of games that has having really good mantling function in the game. So for example, yeah, it wasn't really impressive to me. For example, like when I climbing on the ladder and
Oh,
then
he has a
it
command
didn't
grab.
really like speeding up motion much. So that kind of annoyed me a little. That it seems a little bit of it's of time. Yeah,
I mean, mantling sure impressed me. It sure impressed me.
mentally. So mantling is like just climbing up the
Yeah, I
rock
don't actually
or-
know what the word mantling means.
it's a movement. There's a point called a mantle point, you see, and then when your character's collision box interacts with it, it plays a canned animation where they move over top of the mantle point.
Oh, you're talking about the mantling mechanic in Demon Souls.
Well, in most games, I think. But yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I was just being like extremely. So yes, this is mantling, folks, and it's
Yeah, you have to run at some random like waist high ledge, and it's completely arbitrary which ledges they decided you can mantle over and which you
part of the
can't.
ledge as well.
Yeah. You have to rub your face against a specific part of the ledge so that it plays a canned animation. And you have no idea that you can mantle over this specific random bit of wall. And it completely like interrupts your movement. Like you stop moving completely, and then they play this climbing up animation. It completely destroys your flow. You're trying to do it like in the middle of a fight. You're trying to rub your face against this ledge so that you'll mantle.
And get across.
Yeah, they don't give you a button or anything.
Nope.
Just rub your face on it
Rub
and
your
you'll
face on
eventually
it.
mantle.
It's so great. I literally mantling lost me 20,000 souls, folks.
How did that work?
I had a bunch of souls. I was saving up because I was grinding in the skeleton area.
Yeah.
And then I went down to fight the skeletons on the bridge, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done. I don't want to fight the boss by myself. So I'll go back, because we were gonna co-op all the bosses. So I start to go back, and then there's just a couple of ledges, and I was like, "Oh, I can't get up that." and I double back and I look all around. Oh, there's got to be another path back. There wasn't. So I just killed myself. and then later when we were playing again and I was running away from stingrays, I just mantled up those ledges. There's like 3 mantable ledges, one after another. I was like, what? It was terrible. It was terrible, but it was also glorious. Mantling 3 in a row, baby. The best mechanic, our favorite mechanic,
It's like illusory walls,
but worse.
except they're not even trying to be tricky. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's illusion. Yeah, it's like illusory walls.
Yeah, it's like a thing that it doesn't look like you can get through, but you arbitrarily can. But they're not even trying. Like, I don't think they on purpose made it mysterious what you can mantle and what you can't.
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
it's glorious. So when I said they carry this over to all the future Souls games, I was obviously lying, folks.
Yeah.
Because they immediately took it out and never brought it back.
Well, they brought back the glory that was jump, though.
Oh yeah, jumping is amazing.
Jumping.
I need more jumping in my life.
Yes.
More than now.
Yeah, I need to jump a lot more.
Yeah.
You have trampoline though.
Yeah, but like more, dude, more verticality. I need more verticality. I need more precision platforming.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
my
need
God.
more jumping over low sweeping attacks. That's a different game. We're getting off topic.
But
Okay.
jumping over, like the original Dark Souls jumping, also something. They eventually got jumping right, guys. Any last comments before we give our final rating on Dark Souls? Demon Souls. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You were gonna say anything, were you?
It's just gonna make Joanne edit it in post.
Lol. Yeah. A robot voice comes in. Demon Souls.
Let me just skim through the questions, see if there's any that are really cool.
Yeah, I think I got most of Joanne's questions, which were pretty decent. Joanne.
Joanne's questions were
only
good.
played like a couple hours of the original Dark Souls, so.
Oh.
Yeah, and she gave
Yeah.
really good questions.
All right, I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah. I guess music in Dark Souls is kind of like atmospheric. Some of the boss themes are pretty decent though. Demon
Yeah.
Souls. Yeah.
But none of them, they usually don't jump out at me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Usually they have like one sad one that like really jumps out at you
Mm-hmm.
because it's like so like quiet and sad.
Yeah. But like.
Oh, we didn't talk about the lore.
Lore.
Oh yes, the lore.
What is your understanding of what is going on in Dark Soul or in Demon Souls? Demon Souls.
Demon Souls.
Kyle,
Yeah,
what is
Kyle.
the story of Demon Souls? What's going on in the world?
Lore? What did you say?
What's the lore? What is happening in the world of Demon Souls as you're playing it?
It looks very dark, and there's not much hope that we can actually make it better. But somehow it depends on of course, the ending that we are gonna make. But throughout my playing, it's just miserable place. That like where there's no single place that even sparkling and no shiny place at all. Like everybody was like looking hopeless, and they are looking very chased by something, mentally and physically, both as well.
Yeah,
And-
they do a really quick. They do a really good job unifying the lore, the story that they're telling in the lore, with the actual gameplay of they're also miserable, and dark, and everything's falling apart, and everybody, as you said, is all hunted.
I mean, if that was the intended, then that's their success. They succeed.
I think that was intended.
Mm.
Because the story is that there's a colorless gray fog just slowly enveloping the entire world.
I didn't even realize that. There is a lot of fog in this game. In some parts when you're outside and stuff.
Fox,
That's
I
true.
personally not a fan of it.
Oh, well, I've got the game for you. What's it called?
Silent
Hill
Hill
2.
2 remake.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
remake where they removed all the fog.
And they changed the font of the sign to Comic Sans.
Oh,
Amazing.
that's the
Yeah,
horrible.
I've got the yeah. That's the game for you. No, play the original.
I
Play
did
the
not.
original.
What about you, Moody? What did you think of the lore and the atmosphere?
The atmosphere was quite good. I didn't quite understand what we were doing until the very end. Spoiler warning. I still don't understand what we're doing until the very end. I think it's something like that giant tree demon old one
The
thing.
old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to like attract it or something by collecting the demon souls, like all the
Yeah,
demon
so
souls.
that it tries to eat you or something.
Yeah, and then the maiden does something, or she doesn't do. Oh no, she starts to do something, and then you got the choice, the choosing the ending. Okay, which ending did you choose?
Can't remember.
I remember which one you chose. You chose the best ending. I chose.
Which ending did I choose?
I chose the basic ending where I just you just let the maiden save the world, put the old one to slumber.
And that was the good ending,
That
right?
was a good ending, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What is the other ending? I think the other ending is that
Spellcasters get
you
fucked.
kill the maiden, and then I think you get like the soul of the. I think did I get the soul of the old one, or did you guys get the soul of the old one? No, you
Yeah,
must have gotten
I
the
got
soul
the
of the old
soul
one
of
because
the
you let her
old one.
kill it. I got the soul of the maiden, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No maidens.
But yeah, mine was definitely the evil ending because like after you kill her, he like in the cutscene he like steps on her body and like walks over her,
I remember
just
that.
rubbing in the evilness.
I know, it's so mean.
So I guess in that ending you're just letting the world be consumed by the old one and just do you get eaten by the old one then?
I guess so. But what's the lore for the restarting again? I don't know.
Oh, the lore for New Game Plus?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, the lore is a mystery. We never really looked that deeply into it.
Yeah.
We never watched any of, Vadividia stuff on this game.
But I think my favorite place, like lore wise, was definitely the prison, because there's just like people who are just so happy to be let out of cells, and would follow you around.
Please.
That's
Help
the only
me.
star that we can see that people are being happy.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's the only place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only place where, then they just start worshiping you.
Yeah.
All right, I think.
Yeah. I think.
Final comments?
Final comments and a rating. So, what would you give this game out of 5? We'll go with the newest player first. Kyle.
Actually, this game made me interested in this action RPG game in a classical genre. So I will give 4.5.
Nope. No 10-point scale. You're not allowed. Carl's rule. No half points.
Yeah, Carl's rule.
Yike. Okay. 4 out of 5.
Hmm.
You want to go next, Noah?
I am also going to go with 4 out of 5. It's a really enjoyable, high-quality game with
Yes.
lots of unique areas and enemies, some very, very good design, and it also holds up playing it with friends. Like the co-op experience is quite different, but it's also super fun.
Oh, it is. It was.
However, having played the other Souls games, I know that it can get better.
Better.
That like a lot of the bosses stunk.
So true.
A lot of the bosses stunk.
I couldn't agree
A lot of the
more.
mechanics are really janky, like having to upgrade your weapon, super janky. So yeah, 4 stars.
Yep. And it's
And you?
unanimous. It's 4 stars. Yeah, it's I think Dark Souls 2 is better than it, with all the updates and everything. Probably not on launch.
Yeah.
People always rag on Dark Souls 2, but yeah, they were trying something pretty interesting with that game. And this game, they're also trying something pretty interesting, but it kind of stumbles at points, to be honest. And I think it ultimately it was pretty breezy, our playthrough. if I went through it again, just like by myself, I couldn't rate that. I couldn't rate that experience because I haven't done it yet. But I would. Let's say would you play this game again as well? So yeah, I think I might do a run through it again in a few years.
Probably at some
Me
point.
too. Me too.
Souls games really keep the replayability.
Mhm. I'm
Like you
surprised.
can always go with different
Mhm.
builds. Play it by yourself. Play it co-op.
So interesting.
Do PvP, lol.
Maybe play the remake.
Yes, the
which has
remake.
like better balance. You don't have an
Oh.
infinite, because that's another big reason why
yeah.
this game is not as good as the other games. It's a lot easier
Mhm.
because of a lot of the bosses that are puzzle bosses, and because of the infinite health.
Yes. So yeah.
So there's no management.
So you heard it here first. Demon
Okay.
Souls, the easiest of the
Souls game.
easiest Souls game, easiest of the Dark Demon Blood's Shadow Ring series.
No, Moody, no.
Ha Sekiro's
Shut
another
up.
Souls game. I've never played it, but
Shut
it is.
the fuck
It is. Ha
All right, folks.
Ah.
I think that's all.
Adios. Next time you'll have to
No.
see what we do next time. It's a surprise.